The evacuations are going on right now. The entire town of Nespelem, about 500 people getting out. Flames moving closer and closer to town. Right now, the fire is threatening homes, businesses, outbuildings, and tribal facilities on the Colville Indian Reservation. Take a look at this video. Daniel Nanapkin shot this while he was evacuating his home overnight. He watched as the fire crested over the hillside to the east of town, moving closer and closer.
And once they broke over the hill, it just ripped right through all the way up to the edge of the Nespelem. And the fire crews were doing a really good job at keeping the fire at the edge of the town. And there were a few structures that burned to the ground, but they were all unoccupied structures.
Look at that building burn right there. The fire burning so hot, he says, producing a lot of embers, flying up in the air, then causing more fires upon landing. Okanogan County Emergency Management says Nespelem, Buffalo Lake, Agency, Cache Creek, and other surrounding areas are all under level 3 evacuations. Daniel Nanapkin tells us the fire jumped Highway 155 at one point, but emergency crews say they're keeping that highway open for people to evacuate to the south. Right now, Roosevelt High School in Grand Coulee is the designated evacuation center for them to go to. This wildfire is said to be caused by lightning strikes.
Yeah, among a lot of people who live near the mountain, you can just see how drastic of a difference is between these two pictures that a viewer had sent in to our newsroom. The above one was before the heat wave on June 17th, and you can see the amount of snow that's still on the mountain. This was taken after the heat wave on June 29th, and you can see a lot of the rock that's on the mountain in this area that's now bare because of the amount of snow that's melted. And it's not only visible when you see pictures like this, but to locals nearby, you can hear the snow melting as well.
While outside of his home in Buckley the other day, Jack DeConnick-Smith says he heard it at around 12:30 in the morning.
You could really hear the boom resonate.
He says he has a clear view of Mount Rainier from his house, but says he began hearing massive pieces of snow start to slide in the middle of the night.
We couldn't see the details, but you could hear the noise for sure.
It's the noise of snowpack that reached record numbers on the mountain melt away in just a few days, thanks to those scorching temperatures at the end of June. To give you an idea, according to the Northwest Avalanche Center, in early June, we had over 110 inches of snow up at Paradise, about 5,400 feet above sea level. Over the month, you start to see that decline, and now, thanks in part to those brutally hot triple-digit days, the data says the snow's all gone.
It was actually quite a bit of snow for late June, early July.
Gary Schneider with the National Weather Service says the historic heat wave contributed a lot to this massive melt, something that normally happens throughout the summer, not just over a few days.
It's very uncommon to see that much snow go that quickly.
But he says the only real concern to come out of that quick melt is an increased fire danger from higher elevations and potentially a longer fire season.
It just basically fast-forwarded our fire weather season. Things are going to be drying out up there.
Which doesn't really sit well with locals like DeConnick-Smith.
We had about 175% snowpack. So to see that much snow in the Cascades diminish so quickly was just incredible.
Yeah, guys, we're learning from the King County Prosecutor's Office that the man they believe is responsible for that fire's name is Michael Rangsdorf. Now, he didn't appear in court today because deputies said he was, quote, acting inappropriately. But for the people who lost their homes down in SeaTac, they're still trying to pick up the pieces with a slow recovery, but they're just thankful they're still alive.
We're okay. We're still here. We're survived, so everything is okay.
This couple and their kids live in the apartment complex that now looks like a war zone in SeaTac. Sadly, this isn't their first experience dealing with their home almost going up in flames.
We used to live the other building, and the same thing has happened. And I was pregnant that time, and my little baby, she was 3 years old.
And she says her daughter still remembers the last one.
She crying, I was crying too. I would say, you are guys okay, everything is okay. But still she's telling me, Mama, it's happened the same thing for last time. I mean, that's crazy if they did it on purpose.
At least that's what law enforcement is claiming Michael Rangsdorf did. In court this afternoon, the prosecuting attorney says fire crews found surveillance video that allegedly shows Rangsdorf leaving the complex about a minute before smoke and flames become visible. It's because of this fire that 4 people were sent to the hospital, one of which was just a baby. We're told the baby has since been discharged. A woman is in satisfactory condition, but one man is still in serious condition in the ICU. Because of this fire, many people are now homeless and without any of their belongings.
One guy told me that he doesn't have anything. Basically, he doesn't even have something on his name.
Mohammed Igal is a Somali community leader who says he knows many of the people who live here personally.
My uncle used to live here, actually.
When he found out that the fire was allegedly started intentionally, he was stunned.
I don't want to say that I cried, but I was almost close to, because I know the people and I know the community, and what happened was unfair and not right.
For now, all that's left in this destroyed structure is a faint sound of a fire alarm reminding everyone of what's left from this disaster.
Yeah, Molly, people telling me it's an unfortunate sign of the times. Alki Beach will be the second largest beach park in Seattle to close early every night for the remainder of the summer. That's 10 p.m. following Golden Gardens' lead a couple weeks ago. Every night at 10 because of violence after the sun goes down. It started as a Memorial Day flash party announced on social media that grew too big for police to handle.
There's just a ton of people and probably more cops than I've ever seen out here at one point in time.
Partygoers climbed police cars. There were assaults, guns seized. Then 2 weeks ago, a 22-year-old father of two was killed. 3 others shot over a dispute about fireworks.
Really hurts.
The police chief repeating an all too familiar refrain.
I have a huge staffing crisis.
In an attempt to curb future violence with fewer patrol officers, the city parks department says Alki Beach and Park will now close early every night at 10 p.m. for the remainder of the summer.
I think it's a little bit sad, but I guess it makes sense if it's going to prevent some of the bad things that have been happening.
5 park staffers will be at the beach nightly, reminding users that beach fires must be out by 9:30 and loud music is not allowed.
It makes me nervous wanting to bring my family down here at nighttime when you know there's almost a guarantee of something happening.
Of the people we spoke with, everyone was in favor of the early closure.
We need to make sure, people are going home at a decent hour.
Sarah owns a restaurant, runs an Airbnb on Alki, and lives there too.
I am so happy to hear that. It's about time that there's finally some action.
It's the second large beach park the city is closing early. After disturbances at Golden Gardens Park in Ballard, the city announced a 10 p.m. closure there that will go until March of 2022.
Everybody's so excited to be doing things that it sucks to shut it down, especially because we've been shut down.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Johnson from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and all of Western Washington. And don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.